what I said. It's all natural.
Welcome back to the MZBC podcast. I am your host, Sandy, and I have my co-host here, Emmanuel.
Take two.
Take two. And our other co-host here, Russell.
Take two.
Jesus.
If you're watching, you probably noticed there's an extra person in the video today. But if you're listening, we have a very, very special guest with us today. He's probably my favorite person in the whole wide world, but I'm just being biased. And he's probably Russell's favorite angelic voice.
Yeah.
And then probably to E-Man, he's just another guy with a beard. But our guest today, Nara, is in the house. Ooh, we gotta press one of those clapping.
But yeah, we do have the applause thing. I don't know where it was at. It's on there, right, Star?
No, I think we have. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you got the noise.
Yeah, hit him with the applause. Yeah, we can't hear it, but it's on there, yeah.
Sweet.
Give him the bump, 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 like hit him with the little air horn. There we go, yeah.
Disco lights. Just.
Oh, wow.
But yes, Nara is guesting.
Guesting.
Yeah, that's
One
good.
word, yeah.
Guesting today
Guesting
on our
on the
podcast.
podcast.
Welcome, Nara.
Welcome.
Introduce yourself a little bit. How are you doing? What's up? Cool, interesting fact about you?
Cool is definitely not me. If you haven't noticed. Yeah. No, I'm not cool at all. Just my wife thinks so. And
Well, that's encouraging.
Others think so.
others think so?
Yeah. Others think so.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody out there.
Somebody out there saying, man, you're cool.
You're a cool guy.
You're a cool guy. We like you for a lot of reasons. Don't say that about yourself, Nora.
Boost yourself up a little bit more.
Okay, I guess that's why I was invited.
You need us to tell you cool reasons. We'll go around the room.
Yeah, tell me why you think I'm cool.
I think
we'll
you're
build
cool
him up.
because that beard.
Oh
That
yeah,
beard is
oh
shiny,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've been told that before. Yeah.
Takes work to get that thing going. Yeah. So it's awesome. And I'm not gonna say why I think you're cool because people talk. I'm persecuted for my view of your what do they call your voice box? Your starts with an L.
An L?
Someone out there is going to tell me. Thank you
An
for
L?
smart
A
people out there.
labyrinth.
Yeah, no, not your
Lyrics?
Is that it? Email? I don't want to say the word. I don't know. Anyways, I celebrate that in you. That's what makes you cool. When you open your voice and sing, it's just there. God gifted you with that coolness.
It's usually what a
It
voice
must be
does.
nice. You should be the worship leader.
To get,
No,
Hey.
we got a great worship leader.
absolutely.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
What do you think was the what drew Sandy to you? And made that?
gosh.
She thought you were cool. Because
Right.
she married you, bro.
She obviously thought
She's
you
like,
were
this
cool.
dude is awesome. I'll be with him forever. Like,
Yeah, she told me it was the red plaid shirt that I wore.
Nice.
drew her attention to me.
Sweet.
It's because if you didn't know, it's one of her favorite colors.
red.
Yeah.
Red plaid or just red?
Just red.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, I still have that plaid shirt.
I bet you
Sweet.
do. You probably never get
Never
rid of
throw that
thing.
one away.
Yeah.
The beard probably was one.
Beard?
No, it wasn't.
She's saying no.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
He thought it was. You thought
Yeah,
it was.
I mean, I worn this beard forever.
Oh,
That's one of the coolest features about me.
How long have you had your beard?
Like it grew in probably like at 20.
I thought he was gonna say 9.
9 years old.
9 years old, I had a full-grown beard.
At 9.
My goodness.
So 2021.
I think so.
Just 2 years ago.
2 years
Okay.
ago.
2021.
Wait, I think he said 21.
No,
When he was
I
20.
Oh, when
21,
you
yeah.
were
Not
21.
20.
Oh,
I got
just
married in 2018. This man had a full beard.
You've seen him without his beard?
No.
No.
I mean, clean.
No,
not
actually-
Like
clean,
never clean shaven.
Not clean shaven.
Ever.
But short.
I mean, clean shaven enough.
No.
Short enough.
No,
be
like clean shaven.
It's never been empty.
Close shaven.
Okay, that's interesting. Wow.
And she said, never do it again.
Wow.
I believe that.
You must have looked different.
Well,
That wasn't so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
that's a fact.
Yeah, I look less cool.
Ah. See?
I
Now
think.
I guess that's why I wear the beard.
You saw those videos where people shave their beards and their kids don't even recognize them,
I've
and
seen
they're like
those, yeah.
scared of their dad.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I know. I
know who
think
you are.
Ben did that too with Nathan, and he just didn't recognize him at all.
He
Started
did do
crying.
that. He was freaking out.
It was
Nice.
the cutest thing.
Traumatize your kid with
Way to,
strangers.
Oh, yeah.
way to traumatize your kid for life.
I think one
You
time
have
on
to
the
get in a car
radio.
with you.
I got it, bro.
Yeah, I think one time on the radio I heard a spouse was like, "Yes, I saw my husband shave, and I don't think No, I wouldn't say that. Not, I just don't. I don't know if I married the right guy. It was something along those lines, but yeah, I was like,
Oh,
whoa,
no.
that's terrible. Shadow.
Yeah,
But yes.
can see it.
That's unfortunate.
But yeah, Russell's beard is pretty nice.
Yeah, it used to be nicer.
But
It got gray.
but
It got gray. You know. it's
some
just-
people say
I
when it
can't.
gets gray, that's when it
Well,
that's when it
I can't grow.
I don't know.
Like there was like 4 or 5.
You know what they
Maybe it was
say.
like 6 years ago now. It was like probably 6 or 7 inches long. It was real nice. Like,
What?
to brush it
Noah.
out. Like it was real nice.
Wow.
And I felt like that. So.
when was this?
2017, 2016, 18 maybe. Time flies by now. I don't know. I'll send you a pic.
I'm gonna need some photos.
When did the United?
We
When did
gotta
Atlanta
put the
United
photo
win the
on-
championship? 2018.
Wait, did you say
When did Atlanta United, the soccer team, win the championship? 2018.
when they
Because
first
whenever
started?
they won,
when they first started?
that's okay. So the same question. Thank you for rephrasing my question.
You're
The year
welcome.
they first started and they won the championship. Thank you for
Whoever knows
that.
Please win.
Thank you for that. That was when it was. So 2018. Because I remember being at the game and like and just massively. Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Like calling it out of the
Interesting.
game.
Yeah,
Interesting.
at the game.
At the
Yeah,
game.
just like combing it out. No, no. It's wisdom in that. There's wisdom in beards, and you know, I've been giving out a lot of wisdom lately. I feel very strange. People keep asking me questions that are old people questions. Like,
What are old
Like,
people? Like,
You know-
like they age you? Or?
I don't want to say what they are because the people that would know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm just saying it's stuff you ask somebody because they're older and you know they know.
Gotcha.
Like you've definitely experienced this. Da 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 da, and you're like, oh, actually I have. So blah blah blah. But it happens to just be not like a life experience. It's strictly to do with like you're old. You've been around for a minute. You've experienced this. Tell me about it. Just been interesting new
It's a kick in the
thing I'm
stomach.
experiencing a little bit, bit.
Way to call me old.
3 or 4 times the other
Appreciate
day, someone referred to me as like, "Oh yeah, but he's old." You know, "Oh yeah," I heard him say, "Oh yeah, but he's
Oh
old,"
yeah, but he's old.
and I was like, "Oh, but wow." I mean, that's a bit much, but
Wow, I don't ever want to hear that.
well,
one day.
Hey, don't spoil
It's
it.
inevitable.
Hey,
but what's been going on with you guys, man? Anything good, new? We haven't been together in 3 weeks, right? We
Correct.
we recorded and then we couldn't meet last week. It's going to be week 2, so this would be week 3.
It has.
Yeah, and so since then a lot's happened. We had our trunk or treat, hung out with the community, right?
Yeah.
That happened since then. We had a couple of worship services together. A couple people went and served at some food pantries recently, so just out there serving. So that's all been cool. Can you bring bad news to the podcast,
sure.
or at least not bad news, but like sad news?
I mean,
So
aware.
I was a little deflated that like no one came from the community for our Thanksgiving
Heard
thing.
about
That like, and you're not allowed to be deflated. You're not allowed to. How do you voice it and not be? God can do what He wants, and you're like, well, He didn't choose to do it at that moment. And you're like, man, but you invest so much in people and hours of your life, and I always say that when you do those things and God provides and things happen, you're like, oh, the next time will be easier. But when He chooses not to, for whatever reason, next time is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Is that true? It's not easy. It's harder. Now I'm
I
like,
think-
but I'm not really
I
though.
wouldn't say
But
it's
it's just
easy.
like it's I don't know. Just like you wish there was like I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Right.
I don't know how to say that.
Well, you help me. I help me. You help me. I help you.
It's not even help. It's not
mean-
even help. It's like a partner. It's like partner. Like
Yeah.
I'm
It's
offering you a
accountability.
partnership that is I think is good for you.
Right.
And do you agree? Maybe not. By your actions, I don't know. But you can't get upset about that. So I was happy it happened. Like I asked Sandy, like we all came together, right? And it was a church. Like that was cool. We all came together. It was nice. We were all here. So I said, what good was it? Like just the hanging out part. That was what it was. Which yes, But I guess I don't know. You always want more. I don't know why, and I don't want to say it like that because I don't want more like more. I just want more like influence. I want more people to just say like,
Right.
or just at least the
Feel
light bulb
impacted.
come on to
I
be like,
gotcha.
oh wow, I see the like you come here and do what you do. We will come and support you, and our community together will grow as a whole.
Right.
And I don't know how to explain that very well, obviously, because I know that's what my heart says, and I know that's what my mouth tries to say a lot of the times. But when people aren't like, I don't know if
It's
that's
not
just
reciprocated. It's kind of like it's deflating. I get it.
yeah. So it wasn't bad news for the podcast, but just like if we're being honest about everything, then that was a little deflating. Now on the complete opposite side of that, for the trunk or treat, there were like 700 people here, which I thought was amazing.
Right.
Which makes me also go to another point, like. You're giving away free stuff. Everyone comes when you when you're coming and saying all we're offering is community. We're good on that. I don't know.
True.
Should have said we're giving away free
Well,
food.
the food was free.
The food was free. So I mean, if you would have said free food, you would have had 600 people. And
Well,
you'd
what
be
do you
like,
mean?
well,
It's a Thanksgiving dinner. You don't understand that's food?
well, you know.
Well, listen, if I say I'm inviting you to a Thanksgiving dinner and you don't know that means food, let me take back my invite. I don't want you to come.
Some people. Well, then again, some people are like, well, thanks for inviting me to your Thanksgiving dinner, but I'm not gonna eat your Thanksgiving dinner.
And me and your mom were talking because we always joke about stuff when it comes to food, and like she taught me some things that I didn't know as an Anglo person back in the day. Like when I go to cookouts, always bring aluminum foil so I had to go plate. She taught me this back in the day.
Absolutely.
But she was saying last night, she was like, yeah, you know, and most people, well, some people will be like, I'm not eating that food. I don't know whose kitchen that came from. I'm not going to y'all's little thing.
That is very true. That is so true. Some people.
So-
When it comes to certain households,
Say it, E, man. I mean, just say it.
you know, when it comes to black people, African American people, and even when it comes to people
Yeah.
and germs, have you seen TikToks?
Yeah.
That could scare
Yeah.
you senseless. And when you hear potlucks at work,
Yeah.
hey, you bring that. I work with you.
I think you
and
should.
I've seen you I went to the
Like,
bathroom.
oh, you cook?
As a male, I went to the bathroom. You go to the bathroom. You didn't wash your hand. And
I saw you.
And you're bringing cornbread. I'm not eating the cornbread, bro.
Well, I said there should have been names underneath what people made.
Right.
That way
Or
you'd be like,
families or
okay,
something.
I know.
I know that family.
Yeah, I know them. I'm down with them.
Not so much.
Too
that
far,
family.
but it would have been good. But since we had met last time, God has been doing a lot of cool things. All those people were here. It was really awesome. Who knows what impact that'll have, but it has some type of impact, showing the church alive and things like that. So that was cool. And just, I mean, other things are going down. So everything here is just moving right along. It's like Thanksgiving week, show.
It was just Thanksgiving.
We were for so long,
I
and
remember
like,
it just started.
yeah, Bama had their last home game on Saturday, and it's like, now all we got to do is beat Georgia, and
Right.
that's it. Life is good
Then
again.
we're good. We're back on top once again. Roll Tide.
Thank you, my man. Pulling you man to the dark side. So accountability is our topic tonight.
That is the
So
topic.
what have we talked about so far? We're trying to keep us on track. 'Cause
Spiritual
we tried
gifts
to,
was
we're
the
going
last
down
one.
like this track of helping us understand what we're doing here, right? And so we went to church, what it's made of, all these different things. We went to our spiritual gifts, and now we know what each one of those were for each one of us, which led to some interesting conversations. Did you happen to do the online spiritual gift thing when you were bored, just messing around?
Yeah, the one from the last podcast.
Yeah.
That thing.
You did?
I did.
Do you remember what your results were? No.
It was an 82 question.
Is that just a quick 82 questions?
I think she guessed it right.
Oh,
She
yeah, you
guessed
did
it.
say
You're
you
on the
guessed.
spot.
You said you guessed his. You told me, like, I guessed his. Boom, boom, boom.
I don't even remember.
Did
what
I?
the-
Did you
What were
take
the
it? I sent
characteristics?
it to you to
You
take,
you
but
sent
I don't
it.
think you took it.
I took it.
He took
While
it.
watching football.
He
I don't
didn't
know.
give
I don't
me the
remember.
results.
Sounds like you would have. So we did our spiritual gifts. Talked about what those are. Nara's going to look his up, and I don't know what. Did you guess his? Could you guess his?
I don't
I
recall.
don't remember what that. what
Ever
the word
guessing it.
were.
Wow, I'm
I know
glad. This,
faith was my first one because it threw everybody.
it did throw. I don't,
And
it
leadership
didn't
was number
throw
2.
everyone. We know you're
threw-
faithful.
it
It was
threw
just
me,
it
'cause I
threw
didn't
me that it
expect
was number one.
Me too.
Yeah.
To my surprise.
Yeah. No luck yet.
You got time?
We got all day. No, so
No, we don't.
We
I
don't.
mean, try to guess again.
Try to guess again. See
I
what
only
you got.
faith, leadership.
Music is probably like
music
number
was probably-
2.
Oh, I was gonna say number like 4.
I think Nara's would be service is going to be up there. one or two.
Apostles, wasn't apostleship one?
Yeah.
It was.
So she guessed all three that I had. I just
What'd I
can't
guess?
remember. I just can't remember which one was first.
Oh.
You got music, faith, and serving.
Yeah.
Was that in order?
Probably.
Yeah. She's probably nailed it. She probably nailed it.
Yeah, I remember it wasn't in that exact order.
Oh, was one of the three.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So
So we talked about those spiritual gifts, how they can help us in our mission to reach people, to live life together, do all these things. And so this week, once you start living life together, the scripture that Eman found will say that we are to share a lot with a lot of people, and we're to have people around us to help keep us straight. We'll see where the conversation ends, and Nar was asked to come into the podcast tonight because he runs in a group that you run in a group.
I don't run.
He didn't run.
He walks.
He lounges in a group.
Oh,
walks
goodness.
aggressively
When they
in
meet
the
together, and I think that they do this to some extent, and so just let him share a little bit how they do it, and does it work, does it not, stuff like that, and then to the extent that Eman and I have experienced it in different ways, and so that's where we're going to go tonight. And so I don't know, Sandy, if you want to kick it out, like accountability, what's it even mean?
Yeah. What does it mean? I mean, I was going to ask that question.
You were going to say, what's it mean?
Yeah. I was going to ask y'all.
Yeah.
See, we didn't like
Emmanuel,
Ask the accountants.
Yeah, the accountant.
accountant,
Well,
accountability mean?
You know, funny enough, when I looked up the word in Google, it said the act of being accountable, and that's not fair. You can't say what is accountability.
Then did you look up
That's
the word
not-
accountable?
That no, I didn't. But basically, I think it was what'd you say with a responsibility? It ended.
Don't
with
take
responsibility.
mine. Don't.
It ended with responsibility.
Oh, it did?
It what's the word? Semicolon, I think it is.
Okay.
So I assume you can replace. What did I say?
They're interchangeable.
Yeah, they're interchangeable. So I'm gonna say responsibility
And accountability go together.
can be-
In the context we're talking about, because isn't that what
Well,
we
I'm
were
saying
saying
for the
earlier?
definition.
Oh, from you're going straight Webster's
Yeah.
dictionary.
Now,
Okay.
I don't now in the context we're talking about.
Yeah.
I was just gonna.
Well, I would hate for you to talk about it in the context we're not talking about. I mean,
I was
just feel
gonna-
like
I was gonna run.
Wrong
Because
podcast.
when we read the verse, we never finished. We never finished what.
we never read the verse. We just heard.
Yeah,
you.
we just read the first part,
Yeah.
but I'll just read it. James 5:16 says, "Therefore confess your sins to each other, and pray for each other, so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective." I think we just heard the confess our sins part, and that's where we were like, "Whoa,
Yeah, we didn't
we
read
ain't
the rest.
doing that."
Yeah.
But I think we do. As far as I'll say, we do practice accountability in the fact of when somebody's going through something, I'll keep you in my prayers. Now, whether or not you go back and pray about that is on you. But on the flip side, now that confessing the sins part, I think that's where we
Yeah.
all need that practice of accountability.
Well, okay, yeah, agreed.
Now, did I answer your question of what accountability means?
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I deflected because I'm gonna let him answer. He's the guest.
No,
Take away.
The specialist.
the specialist in accountability.
What is accountability? I guess my definition would be. I didn't look it up. I just live
Was
it
that
out,
a dig?
Accountability would be taking. I'm gonna use the word. Taking into account.
Taking into account.
Taking account of one's
All right,
ability.
let's not use that word to define the word. To make sure that what you or your brothers are doing is straight. You know what I mean? Make sure there is make sure it doesn't. Make sure it's the right path. Make sure.
I think the reason that I think we're learning why it's so hard.
I think we are literally
We're seeing why it's so hard to be
showing
accountable.
why it's hard to be accountable.
Because you're like, someone, what's that even
What does it
mean?
even mean?
Make sure you're doing the right thing.
I think accountability is an example. Okay, hey, open the door for women. Only way you can know how to open the door for women is for me to open the door for women myself, you to see it, and then you to do it, and then for me to, hey, you open the door for your sister, you open the door for your wife, and I think that's a better definition as opposed to trying to verbalize.
So are you
it.
saying then you go back and check and see if he's doing it, and if he's not, you
Yeah,
say
I mean,
shame on you. You're supposed
I
to
think
do that.
accountability, it's twofold. If he's not doing it, I failed as the teacher. For instance, class,
Okay.
math. If everybody in the class fails, the accountability it ain't on the students.
Wow. Wow.
It's not.
I know.
If everybody in the class fails,
Listen, I need one of those little things that play real quiet
I'm
at the
just
bottom.
saying.
The views and opinions of E-Man are not the
I'm just saying.
official ones of Mount Zion Podcast.
But in that, if my job as a teacher, is
Did
to
you have a
teach-
bad math teacher?
I had a couple.
Okay, I'm like, I feel like you're
Personal here.
taking out aggression.
But if your job is to teach me,
Yeah.
and you quote unquote teach me, I don't learn it for some reason, and you don't come back to reinforce what you taught,
Then
you failed as a teacher.
Okay. No one's holding them accountable.
Right.
Okay.
But I mean, no. Then again, it's like, okay, well, hey, go out here, do 1 + 1. But if you're out there doing 1 + 1 is 72, that's on you, little dude. But I told you 1 + 1 is 2.
Okay. Man. Okay. All right.
It's all
that-
over the place.
Is that what you were saying, Nar? Making sure your
Probably-
peeps.
probably
What Nar
not
said?
what
Making
I
sure
was saying at all.
making sure your boys are doing the right thing. Is that it? Like 1 + 1's 2. E-Man's
I
telling me.
mean, that's part of it, but
I'm not saying it's the whole picture.
yeah,
I agree.
we're still trying to find it, right?
We're still
Yeah,
trying to
so
find
we're
it.
still
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
define the word.
Discussing it. Okay.
We're working our way through it.
Yeah, what E-Man said, I think not to say that E-Man didn't want to learn, you know. Maybe he was distracted.
Right.
But for me, accountability it's takes two, right? Two parties. And so it's never 50-50. So it's always accountability is more so because you can only, do it if you want to do it. If you want to learn it, then you'll want to learn it. Take that knowledge or whatever, soak it in. I think I saw, for accountability, I saw a verse. I came to a verse in Romans 14:12, which really just says, eventually before God, you're gonna have to give account of yourself. And so that's why I think, you're being taught something, or someone's being accountable to you, the accountable person. They have to heed, listen, and actually do it. In accordance with the Bible, of course. And so I don't think it's 50-50 ever. So. Mm-hmm. And it's I don't think we need to make excuses for someone trying to be accountable for you. So whoever's, so 60-40, I believe, or it's never 50-50. That's what I'm trying to say. And so
one person has to be leading, and one person has to be being led.
right, you are
And like this.
Yeah. So simply, I guess you have to be more accountable for yourself. That's what I think. Because, before God,
Yep.
Judgment Day, you're going to call your buddy up, hey, vouch for me, my lawyer, hey, I did this.
Yeah. Tell him, Nara, I was doing my thing. Like,
Yeah,
Tell 'em.
so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You just got to, it's 60-40. Let's say I'm the one that's sinning or not living the right life, and, you're being accountable for me. I have to be accountable for myself also. And have to actually do it. You can't make me do stuff.
and you've got to even like, well, that's I guess another way. You have to have enough like relationship with me that my opinion even matters.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think it goes deeper than just like, so that's where it starts. So we'll say what it is. There is a standard that God has set forward that we are, when you say, Jesus, you're the Lord of my life, I'm agreeing. I want to try to follow that standard. True, right? I mean, in some weird way. I can't do it, but Jesus, through you, I can at least walk in that direction. And two are better than one, says three are better, and the cord of three strands is not easily broken. So then he's telling us to assemble together. And in that, we all have the same focus. And so we have to, that is the goal. And then we have to have relationships, because Sandy can tell me all day that the way I'm living is not right. And, I should be doing, if I don't care for her opinion. I heard someone say one time, I'm not going to listen to anyone's opinion that I wouldn't first ask for their opinion.
That's very
You know?
true.
And so
Very true.
I wouldn't listen to your accountability, you trying to hold me accountable to anything if I didn't first think that you were walking the walk and you had something to tell me.
Right.
So
Very true.
this is scripture I always found out. What do y'all think about this one? It's in Ezekiel, which is Old Testament, obviously, and pretty back there. But it said, at the end of 7 days of the word of the Lord came to me, Ezekiel said, Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the people of Israel. So hear the word I speak and give them warning from me. And when I say to a wicked person, you will surely die, and you do not warn them or speak out to dissuade them from their evil ways in order to save their life, that wicked person will die for their sin, and I will hold you accountable for their blood. But if you do warn the wicked person and they do not turn from their wickedness or from their evil ways, they will die for their sin, but you will have saved yourself. And so I think there's like an accountability, and we're accountable to present. We were saying like the trunk or treat or the dinner we had on Sunday night. What did it really do? Like, were people really like? And we're not called to what did it really do, I guess. We're all called to, we're setting the standard, and we're presenting everything we can and offering to walk this walk with people. But like he's saying, they have to be in,
Right.
like they have to accept it and want to do it together. And then we're like, it's back and forth. Like you're saying, it's a, I don't know the percentages, 60-40, we'll go with your percentage. But it's like, there's a percentage, we're both in this together.
Yeah.
Do you have accountability partners? Accountability partners?
That was very every
I
syllable.
had to think about how I went to. Do you have accountability partners?
Best.
You have
mean-
the best?
I mean, in a
Yeah,
marriage,
that's a very-
when you're
come on.
married, you kind
a good
of,
call.
it's a built-in accountability partner already. So
Part
I
of
think,
vows.
yeah. But I mean, aside from my husband, it's like, I think I do. I would say I do. I do have a lot of sisters in Christ that I would go to for like advice, not just advice, but also to be like, hey, I did this. What do you think about this? And I would feel comfortable enough to share all those things because we are close, and it is that whole relationship part of it that you have to have. And it's like, you have to, there's a level of vulnerability involved and a level of like honesty and openness when like being accountable as well as being an accountability-er.
What is that
I
word?
don't think
That's the word he was digging for.
accountability or
Yeah,
we are
but
gonna get tore up in the comments.
It's her second language. Cut her some slack.
yeah, man.
Me too.
We're just making up words on this podcast, okay? But yeah, I would confidently say yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And then,
Manuel?
I would say yeah. I think from a standpoint of for men, I think it's harder for us to have accountability partners just because it's like I don't need your help.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of us, but I mean, there's men out there who's like, I ain't reading the instructions.
I would say more than not.
Right.
I feel like that's one of, I don't know if we can talk about that. I feel like that is like one of the hardest barriers to break down and have this accountability group. That's why I'm so impressed with what they do, because men, like you're saying,
Yeah.
dude, to get some of the men that I know that are 50, 60, 46 like me to sit down and do like that, it's just
Yeah.
like,
Are you crazy? and with nothing else involved, like no football, no
yeah,
basketball,
that's just what
it's
we're
like,
focusing
that-
on. Yeah,
we're
yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to talk about
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
Like,
no
well,
thanks.
I'm gonna stay home. I can talk to my wife about that. And unfortunately, men are when you're in certain. I can only talk from a man's perspective. When you're in a circle with men, you can have a man's conversation. It's different from what
Yeah.
your wife can talk about.
True.
And men oftentimes don't want to put themselves in those circles. But I think men should feel more comfortable doing that because the fact of having accountability partners, I feel you have like, oh man, I failed, but I know Russell's going through the same situation. I know Nara's going through the same situation. Whoever may be in the circle, and I can fall back on them. Hey, how'd you deal with this? And it's go, and you can grow from that, or grow from your mistake, or it doesn't necessarily have to be a mistake. We grow from whatever situation may be. But to answer your question, yes.
Yeah, for sure. No, people you run in the circle you don't run. You said the circle you lounge in, the circle that you lounge in. How long have you known How long have you guys known each other? And when did you guys kind of like start like, hey, we should start meeting and doing this thing? And or did it just organically happen? Like, just walk us through that.
The circle that I lounge in, a few of them I've known for ever. It feels like, Danny for sure, but the other half is brothers that I've recently met, like within maybe a couple of years or a few years, from joining the church, and like one from way back, but now we've encountered each other again, through Christ. So yeah, it's a mixed group. Some of them aren't even a member of church, but we know them. We have Bible studies together with them, the group, we try to keep each other accountable. We do our best, as best as we can. But like Eamon said, guys, dudes, right? Why are we gonna come together? But like we do stuff after accountability. We just don't just come and just pour our feelings together and crying and hugging each other. No, it's not like that. Men do what men do.
Yeah.
We talk about things, share about things in our group. Try to, if we're going through sin, we try to confess, and we try to give advice and just go through the Bible and that's what the Bible says. Yeah,
and I think that's the call. Like, it's not going to be perfect. In every different relationship and different group of people, it's going to look different. Like, it's going to just morph itself to whatever it needs to be. Yep. So their group works the way it does, and others work the way they do. And it's like, I think people sometimes get caught up on not having the perfect. I don't know exactly how to do that, so I'm just not going to do it.
The structure.
Like, I don't know how to pray perfectly, so I'm just not going to pray. Or, all the basic stuff, the same stuff we always hear. And I think that I'm learning in this walk that you just need to start doing some things. Like, you just need to start doing them.
Yeah.
Fail if you feel like it's a failure, but I feel like God, just anything you're trying to do is not a failure, and just try to do it. And then just he does these things. Like, there's things that happen inside this group that are, good, bad, and different. Some days are super happy. Some days it's like, I don't even care. Hold them accountable for what? I don't even care about them. Get out of here. It's just like what it is. Not just that group, any group. Yeah. And God works in all those situations, and so it's just part of, like you said, just trying to do what the Bible says.
Yeah. I think also, I want to say, it's whatever works for you. If you want an accountability group, go ahead. If you like a band of brothers or sisters that are there for you, you need a lot of advice from everybody's perspectives, that's fine. But some people rather have just an accountability partner, or one or two that they would rather go to. That's just because they have more relationship with them, right? Like you said earlier. For me would be Danny for one. I remember when he officially joined the church the other week. You said we live together, we ride together. Silent car rides or something. Yeah. I was like, no, not at all. We talk a lot.
Yeah, Danny leaned over and was like, actually, no. It's like, all we do is talk. Man, y'all are the two quietest people I know. You get them together, though.
Yeah. Wow. He's one of my main ones that I confide in and ask advice and he's keep each other accountable and stuff. So
cool.
Yep.
That's what I think I find the relationships I have to be the most, impactful or influential in my life is not necessarily, not necessarily conversations about the sin we're involved in, because hopefully it's minimal. Hopefully, I think I follow Jesus. Gets me where he says, "If you even think it, then it's sin." That's where Jesus gets me, and I'm like, Jesus, that's tricky. No. That's tricky. Yeah. Even if I think it, come on, because that person wasn't supposed to, but whatever. And so I think more than that, it's just being able to call, and be like, hey man, this is what I'm experiencing. I'm going through this. And, say, I'm not going to call it this is what I'm experiencing. But like, call you, man, what's going on? And let's tell you whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, it just, I don't ask for wisdom or ask for advice, but it just comes out organically in a relationship. Like, you're going to, things happen and you talk about them and people tell me, when I did this or and it just, I don't know, you just trust those people. And so, yeah, it's important to have those people.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard to have those people because then, like, one who said the word vulnerability earlier, I think maybe Sandy, it's super hard to be vulnerable because then everybody knows your dirt. When people know your dirt, it's like, uh-oh,
You know where to get me. Yeah, that's true.
Especially for men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say for women it's easy. We talk about our feelings all the time. It's like so it's a different contrast between men and women. But our group and the girls in our group, we have we call it a book club, which it's essentially an accountability group. But we read biblical books or books that's based off of like Christian themes and stuff, and sometimes the Bible. So, and then we just talk about it amongst each other and how do we apply it and doing this, and this. So, like for me, accountability isn't always just like pointing my sin out or pointing my brother's sister's sins out or calling them out on like not always the bad things. It could be just like, oh, I haven't seen you at church in a while. Where you been? Yeah. Or, hey, you haven't gone to any of these church functions that we put up. What's up? Like, why aren't you coming? Or, things like that. Like, it's not always just about like, I did this wrong, bad thing. Yeah. And I think we focus a lot on that sometimes, the accountability part.
I don't think we want to, and I don't necessarily think that we do.
Right.
I think that's what people, when you hear the word accountability.
When you hear it, just like,
oh, you just want to know.
You're going to tell me everything I did wrong.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You want to know.
I know where that's going when it comes to accountability.
And I hear what you're saying.
Scare them away.
So, yeah.
A little bit, but like out of accountability,
it's love.
It should come from a place of humility and love first and foremost. And then like through it, there should be like transformation, right? Because like, what's the point? Because, there is accountability in the world, and then there's like Christian accountability, you know what I mean? So say, for example, if like I'm addicted to like alcohol and I go to a group of people and be like, hey, alcohol is ruining my life. Can you help me? And they help me out and pray for me and everything and stuff. But like, I can also do that outside of a church group, have an accountability outside of that. But what's the fruit or the outcome of that? You know what I mean? Like, what's the difference there? Do you know what I'm trying to ask or say?
Yeah, you're saying like you can have accountability apart from Jesus, and
right.
But what if at the end of it, you like got off with this addiction or whatever, but you didn't get to your ultimate thing of like your real thing in life is this.
Right.
Like you're really created for this. Like
right.
We're taking people back to the cross, back to Jesus and our accountability.
Yeah.
There's accountability in other things that are just taking them to better. I don't know if that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain what you're trying to say, so I have no idea.
My brain
it's a scary place to be in that brain.
Before my mouth goes before my brain. But yeah, along those lines.
I like that because it does, because we'll be talking and we're trying to catch up to something. Like he said, we're trying to find accountability out there. It's an okay way to do it. I like that.
But awesome. I think there's just so much like there's in this world, that in this life we live, there's so much like temptation, so much sin, so much burdens. It's like you kind of sometimes just need that accountability partner or person to like bear those burdens with you, because we're not called to go through this life alone, and the Bible clearly states that heavily. And yeah.
Agreed. For sure.
So
there's have to have been, I would assume, conversations if you're really working with people and really trying to go life where people don't want to hear your advice or don't want to hear what you have to say. Has anyone ever said thanks but no thanks?
In those words, no.
Well, not, no, we're not in the.
They might. I mean, yeah, not in those words, but like, you say it and then it probably just goes out the other ear.
Yeah.
They just go right back to doing whatever they're doing. Like, oh, you said what?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like so many things. As you're saying, Sandy, like in this life, there's so much that we're not created to handle on our own, and we try to, and it becomes overwhelming until we get to a place where we finally surrender and say, you know what? Okay, I'll be around all these people. God, you put me around them. Okay, I'll be around them. Okay, they want to influence me. They want to input stuff in them. Okay, I'll listen to them. And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, they're actually helping me. Whoa,
Right.
like I like being around
I'm
people. Like,
transforming.
okay, God, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just got to try it and get out there. And it's all like Sandy says. It's got to come from that position of love and humility. Because if it comes from anywhere else, if you come to me with anything other than that,
It ain't going. It's not gonna be received.
I'm just shutting it down right away.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
I went and played golf with some people earlier that are new to the game, and so we were slowing down the group behind us, and this older gentleman came walking our direction, and I told him as he walked up, this is not going to go good because the older golfers are a little cranky. I'm just telling y'all right now. And so he comes up and he tells them like three things. We're on hole number 2. We're on the tee box of hole number 2, which means we only played what? Hole number
Hole
one.
yeah.
So he's got 3 things they've already done wrong, like where they hit the ball, where they drove, where they should have went. He did not approach me with humility and love. And so
I thought this was gonna go so
I didn't
well.
say anything to him, but when he got done saying all he had to say and went back to his group, I just told the guys, like, we just have to let him pass. Like, they have to go in front of us, or
Right.
else the pastor in me is gonna, like, you're gonna see other things, and like, these are new people. I don't know them like that. So
Right.
so yeah. The way you approach people with this offer to walk life and live life together is huge too. And like knowing, like, look, I don't have it all together, and you don't have it all together, but together we can both not have it all together and
Work
hold
to
each
get it
other up.
together.
Yeah. So it's back to like honestly the original thing you said. It's a 2-way street. We both have to want it and go and like be a part of it, or else the accountability is not gonna happen if we both don't want it.
For sure. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else do we anything else going on? Nothing else going on.
Anything else
Thanksgiving.
cool
We're
going on?
traveling. Yeah, we're all having. You guys didn't want to talk about y'all's travel last time, and I really wanted y'all to like give us
Yeah,
something. I felt like 2 of you went across. Well, actually, 3 people in this
First
room
of-
right now have flown across oceans, and me and Stark still haven't. We haven't even seen a lake, I don't think, since that. And y'all,
There's one right back there. If you
y'all
just
did
go
all
outside of these
y'all
walls.
did all these awesome things, and so we have a little bit of time here. If y'all want to share a little bit about your trip and like maybe what was the
I
can I
talked
say where
about
you
my-
went,
I
or do you
talked
want people
about my
not to
trip.
know?
I mean, I don't
I don't
care.
know. I mean, I didn't know. So they took a trip to Korea 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And Emmanuel took a trip to
I talked about my trip.
Puerto Rico. He did not talk about it. He mentioned it very briefly. We didn't get no
I
details
didn't do
because
anything fun besides go to
right.
the beach.
You don't do anything
Go,
fun in
go to
Puerto
the beach,
Rico.
Old San
Come
Juan,
on.
and we took a ferry. That was the best thing.
Did you eat at the little pizza place in Old San Juan on the corner? I
You've
can't think of
been?
it.
Pizza
Yeah.
place.
You said you've never flown over the ocean.
So no, that's not true. I told you I almost died on a plane ride back from Puerto Rico.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, you did.
I told y'all
You
that.
did say that.
So you man went to Puerto Rico and it was good, but these guys went to Korea.
Yeah, I
so
wanna talk about that trip.
and they were just going for
Which
fun,
one?
strictly for fun. Tried to go
fun.
last year, couldn't go.
Indeed.
Went to Japan this year. Actually made it to Korea. Just give me your top thing you noticed in Korea versus the United States. Biggest difference.
Everything's different.
Well, I know everything's different. What was like the biggest thing?
The food.
It's a lot more Asians.
We were the majority.
You don't say.
For sure. But I mean, the food was great. The price was great.
The food
I
and
bet
the
the price
price.
was
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The food for the price and for the quantity, it's just like
Yeah.
can't beat that. And it's like everything I try to eat here now is like I don't want it. It's gross.
Yeah.
Nothing tastes good anymore.
For 2 weeks straight, every time we go to eat,
It's
she's
so
just like, this
sad.
food is terrible.
Yeah.
No matter where we are.
So why would you keep going out to eat?
That's
you should
a
have brought your lunch.
great question. But that would
That
require
would've
me to
bothered
cook,
me.
and I don't like to cook. So
For 2 weeks, that's a long time to be like, oh, the food is terrible. You've been back in the United States for 2 weeks.
So your accountability offer to her to be like, go back to Korea.
No, I wouldn't have said that. That sounds wrong.
I wouldn't mind.
She would go.
Bye.
Bring food by now. No, what was so a lot of Asian people. Food was great.
Yeah, I mean, the food is definitely a big one.
Did y'all visit like any like tourist place? Or
all
is
of
there?
them.
Is there?
We
all of
did.
them.
Yeah, we did. But
I saw pictures.
But the food,
Oh, that was the
Yeah.
highlight. Obviously, that was the
focus on the
highlight.
food. Pretty sure John can agree. But like the way I saw it, they're called latte malls. Yeah, if I'm pronouncing it right. But they're everywhere in Korea, and so you enter in, and there's like food courts, but it's not like food courts here. It's just the only way that I can like explain it is like if we're going to like a jewelry store and there are watches and diamond rings and whatever is shiny, with glass and gold trims or whatever. It's like that with food over there. So it's like,
Oh.
it was like that amazing. That's
Yeah.
the best way I can
Yeah,
explain it.
yeah.
So the food,
What were the people like?
Yeah, what were the people like? Did y'all speak Korean?
I mean, I can read and write it and
Okay.
get by, but having a full blown conversation, probably not.
So, but you were able to navigate.
So I think that was
That's
probably
that would be my issue.
yeah, that was probably one of my other favorite things was like being able to use what Korean I've learned and finally putting it to use into practice. Because over here, I don't have any use for it because
We're Americans.
right, and none of my
We're not-
friends are
we're
Korean.
not
We can't speak
speaking.
Korean. And
Although they say American English is hard.
it is hard. Korean is actually really easy to learn. So
Really?
yeah.
yeah.
It does not sound easy.
It sure doesn't.
It's probably the easiest
Really?
language to learn.
English is difficult,
Yeah.
and it was also my second language, but now it's my main language.
Oh, that's right.
Just so y'all know.
That's my main language.
So yeah,
But yes,
I got you.
that was cool for me.
Yeah.
But other than that, we had a good time. I mean,
what's the furthest you've ever traveled? Puerto Rico?
Does Puerto Rico even count?
Puerto Rico even count?
I mean, I've been far west.
But you
Like
haven't been
California.
like out of the country, other than because Puerto Rico's technically
I mean,
not out of the country.
Bahamas, but
Oh, okay. Well, you're an island guy.
yeah.
So you like, was that another frat thing?
No, that was with my family.
Oh, okay.
That was my first cruise, actually.
I just feel like a fraternity doesn't go together to the island of Puerto Rico and not have a story to tell. That's what I feel like. I
got
just
some.
yeah. I feel like speaking of accountability,
do we have a story?
this is a circle
we
of
hung
trust.
out all night.
So,
We hung out all night, drank all night,
so
there's the
thank you,
confession.
thank you.
slept most of the day.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was hot, so we went to some.
yeah,
Yeah.
valid.
What tripped me out the most when I went to Puerto Rico was the lizards.
We only saw one.
Really?
I saw one lizard
Oh
that whole
man,
time,
and they are massive.
and they are huge.
Like
They're kind of creepy. We saw, like,
iguanas.
cats, though.
Iguanas, right? I'm saying
Iguanas,
They're iguanas,
not
they're iguanas.
lizards.
Well,
Well,
they are
iguanas.
the
Yeah,
lizards.
but they are the lizard family.
Yeah.
But they're like this big. And they just
Just
whirl
running around.
But
right on the
I have a
sidewalk.
picture.
Just walking down the sidewalk. Boom! There's one right there.
No
safe.
thanks.
Are they safe?
Yeah,
they're safe, right?
They're,
I
I heard they're
Promise.
aren't they? Was it when they take over? What does that mean?
Invasive?
Yeah, I heard they're.
Really?
I know they are invasive in Florida.
they're invasive carnivores. They'll
They're
take
invasive
you
in Florida.
out.
Here's a picture of
They'll
one.
take you out. No, I don't think they're carnivores.
Oh, just
Wait,
chilling.
did you get
He's
one?
just chilling.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. And they're everywhere
there
you
it
go.
is.
They're everywhere you
I know
go.
it's
Oh.
don't pay attention to the colors,
It's almost camouflage.
but that's in Old San Juan.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool.
Big guy, but yeah, it was
Cool.
a good trip.
Well, good. God let y'all do cool things. Star, what's the furthest you've been? Jonesboro Road, 138. It's the furthest I've been.
Whatever.
You were in the army. What do you mean?
No, I meant just in the last 3 weeks since y'all since y'all were traveling the world.
This just sounds like jealousy to
Yeah.
me.
Hey, it sounds jealous.
I'm not jealous. I get to travel to LA in 2 days.
Oh, now I'm jealous.
Yeah,
What?
lower
What's happening,
Alabama, lower
I was
Alabama,
like, that was not where you're going.
We're in LA.
You
Lower-
lied to
That's
me.
awesome. Los Angeles.
lower
Okay, good time.
Alabama. So
You should have
yeah.
kept that lie.
Fairhope, Alabama is like heaven on earth. I keep telling people
What's in Fairhope?
nothing. Don't ever go there. And then that way it'll always be pristine and just like not busy. But it's turning into a tourist place like any other beachy place. And so it's like
beach
a
out
bunch.
there?
Yeah, there's a beach out there. The Gulf of Mexico is like right there. Yeah, there's a beach there, quite a few. So it's really cool. So we'll be there for a few days. My grandmother doesn't live by the beach, but it's right down the road.
It's fun. That's for
So that'd be
Thanksgiving.
beautiful. Yeah, bro, it'd be good.
So-
It'd be good.
You cooking?
I don't really. We fry a turkey, but
cooking.
between me and my brothers, we usually just handle that. My mom and grandmother and others do all the other stuff.
So you're making the main dish.
We
they're
just do
making
like the
sides.
couple of turkeys, inject them with some Creole butter seasoning type stuff, and then fry that bad boy for like 2.5 minutes per pound, and then
3.5 minutes per pound.
it's 2.5 or 3.5. I
Three and a
can't.
half.
Yeah, there you go, and then do it. Boom.
And then
And pull it out, and it's
typically
done,
about
and that's
50
a wrap.
minutes, Three.
Yeah, it's just typically
350 to 325.
typically about 45 to 50 minutes. That's
Yeah.
right. Mhm.
Don't burn it. Depending on what size bird you got.
You guys ever fried a
Have you-
turkey?
Never.
No.
No.
Once
I don't think I've
once
ever eaten fried turkey.
Once
Oh,
you've had
really?
one, you'll never have a baked turkey a day in your life.
This is true. It's easier to do and
Well,
juicier.
Isn't it
Sounds
more
like I would
dangerous?
like it.
easier.
More dangerous for sure.
Easier. I
I've
don't
heard
know.
about a lot of fires.
That's because people be taking.
Well, you learn a lot
frozen-
when you
frozen
first start. You got to
turkey.
have people to help hold you
Mm.
accountable and teach you things because if you don't know, like someone needs to come along and tell you before you drop a turkey in hot grease, the first thing you should
Turn
do
it
is
off.
drop a turkey in water to see how much grease you should put in there. Like,
Yeah, well,
well, test the pot with water first.
Most-
see where you should fill
where
up the grease to.
Most
That
pans
was a
have line.
valuable
That's
lesson.
smart.
Most pants do have a line, but I mean,
but
it's
not
got
most people know
it's
that.
got to be exact on it. So the first year we did it, we had a little too much, but there's a little scary feeling when you put the turkey in and the grease starts bubbling to the top so hard that it's almost going over, hitting the flame that's right underneath it. That's a little scary.
Another part two. Turn
Yeah.
the flame off. Turn the ignition side off.
That's a little scary, but it's okay. So, so we're doing that. So Thanksgiving, you guys are going home.
Yes,
so
going to
that'll be
Virginia.
good. Family, and are you hanging here, Emmanuel?
I'll be
He's-
in good
You'll be right
Staying
here.
home.
Good old,
So
good old
good.
Riverdale.
Well, travel safe, Sandy, Nara. Nara, thank you for
Travel
coming on.
safe.
Thank you.
Thanks
Yes.
for coming.
Any parting words for the people's Nara about accountability or anything else that you want to share? I mean, your wisdom goes far beyond accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Accountability. I think we can all agree we need it.
do it.
Like, smash, comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta,
You started. I was
I
gonna say-
forgot.
come on now.
Yes, like,
Rookie.
comment, subscribe, smash that like button, like Emmanuel always says. But yes, accountability. It's important. We will take an account to God when we meet Him. So, gotta be accountable here on earth too with our brothers and sisters. Keep them straight on that path, right? And yeah, 2 is better than 1, and it makes us better people in the end, having an accountability partner. So
I think she's having a hard time figuring out how to
She's
segue
crashing.
out of this.
yeah.
Crashing.
Happy
Thanks for coming.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We're here every Sunday, 10:45.
This does come out tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say happy Thanksgiving in 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Adios.
Bye.
Oh, that was fun. Good job, guys.